You know what this calls for?
Alright guys, welcome to the Mr.NoPony show, where today we will be playing some games on Newgrounds. Don't worry, I have the really bad age-restricted games on off, so no adult-style games, so we will be playing as much as possible. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and knock out the scan lines. We don't need those today. That'll just cause too much issues. So let's see. What do we have we can actually play? Ooh, we have a sniping game. 500 caliber on contract Z. That's a demo. Robot Nibs 2. Okay, it's got almost 4.5 as its rating. Let's see what we got here. Looks like medals have to be unlocked. There's a global ranking, social media, etc. Press spacebar X and A to play. I wonder, does it actually have can you use control on this? Meow. Meow. What do you want? Yeah, I didn't think so. wonder if we could actually just lock into a controller. Do I need a wired one? Don't know. Give me a sec. Let me. I think this is just for if it was on Steam. Probably. So this works. That's cool. Yeah. I guess it's this version. Yeah, I didn't think so. That was hopeful thinking. Alright. So, can user control our keyboard? Player 1 can use a controller, or either a controller key. Not enough for a 2-player. Oh, how the hell did I do that? What'd I do? No, no, I don't want that. Escape. F11. Like this team. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I have no idea how the hell that happened. Apparently, we have control of it. Ah, okay. Yeah, this thing lies about using a controller. Do I want the sophisticated one or the one that looks kind of like a mad girl? Alright. To move, use directional arrows, Z, X, and C. Oh, okay, I see. So this is what we're doing. Just like that break. Oh! Okay, I see. I see what we're doing. Okay. So, I'm really bad at those games. Guns and nuns storming hell. I'm terrified? Intrigued? Yes? No? Maybe? I'll set the controller up on its little pad. We'll see. Oh, let's see if we have a synopsis. Alright. You play as Sister Angelica, and you are starring hell for fun. Who the hell does this for fun? Yeah, she looks like she's psychotic. No. Teach a lesson to those demons with the power of your guns. The more enemies you defeat in a combo, the more scores you get. WSD to move, left click to shoot bullets, right click to dash, spacebar to jump, enter to pause game. Okay. Alright, we're up here. Sound option, sound effects, BMG, background music. Cool. Speaking of background music, is mine still going? Yes, yes it is. Don't need sensory overload right now. Just. All right. Let's go Storm Hill, I guess. Start. Okay, I could get into this. It's a low poly though. Pretty cool. Game over. So they have spontaneous spawning. Spawning. Okay, they respawn. Yeah. Nope. It's like the weirdest FP first-person shooter. I like the wooden guns though. That's just hilarious. You know, if they wanted to make it sound like real guns, they could have just given it a pop, pop, pop sound. Assault finish. Your score? No. No, I will not. That was, that was something. This is more interesting looking than whatever that is with the hands. It's a little janky. Not really into it, but it's a little janky. The blue cartridge. Oh dear Lord. What does it, what's the Sonic want to look like? Okay, this game is a full reimagination of Epidelos and Assist creepypasta turns an old and short story into a big creepy and bizarre adventure. Do I want to know? No, I don't. Kitty Builder Advance. Oh, kitty. Oh, city. Cat City Builder. I get it. Planting Frenzy. Let's see. What else we got? We got some E for Everyone's. Grassroots Adventures. The hell are you? Sarah OS. Let's see. Rat Warp. Leave it to your puns. Contract Rush. Mission Sin. Courthouse Room 69. Yeah, we'll stay off of that one because of that. Witcher 2 still gets me. Captain Laser Rabbit saves Earth. I'm sorry, what now? I really don't know. Give me 1 second. Pop out.
What fun is there in making sense?
Alright. Let's see. Rainbow Ruin, Riddle, Rainbow, Bounce Squad, Zima, Temple of Souls. Was this one considered mature while it looks like it came from the Super Nintendo? Join Alaska and our doll Zima to cozy adventures to collect treasures, solve puzzles, fight monsters. Okay. AS to attack or... Alright. A to jump, S to attack. Or use gamepad. It'd be nice if I could, but I'd have to... Is there a way of actually setting one up for this? Probably. Nope, I'm not even getting the game here. There we go. No, and we're full screen. It's cool. Gotta love the 16-bit look, alright. Game start, music on. Spacebar apparently to continue. Okay. So down has a crouch. Apparently you look backwards if you go up. And then you got your... What's this one? Okay. Cool, we found a treasure. Broke some things. Okay, we just push this over here, I guess. Alright. So we're going to be doing some jumping. Crouching. Move that over. Oh, I guess I have to get the dog because it doesn't like to get wet. Okay. Run before we're caught by... Okay. Do we need to fall down? What? Do I need to jump up here where it's waiting? I don't get this. Alright. You only have like maybe options. So this is something that could have been easily ported to like a Game Boy Advance game. Ish. Nope, won't allow me to go any further. That way. I need to be in the light. What? What do I need to do? Is there a punch? No? Oh! Damn. The hell? How did I do that? I've been punching at that area for a while. Okay. So there is no go. Whoa! Okay. So. Cool. I need to stand here while the dog goes over there. Right, cool. Okay, I have to be behind the areas. Okay, got a orb thingy. Oh, okay. Okay, so now what? Do I just punch more? Settle things with this after I get the item. Do we just... Now what? Oh, okay, so yeah, you do jump. Bang. I'm dead. We got sword. Okay. We go hacky hacky. Alright, I missed one of them because I didn't... And that's the end. Thanks for playing. That's it? Just one level? Just... That's it? That's all? Okay. Short game. It's a demo. So it's... I kinda like it. Simple. Although I kinda wanna go through it again to actually get that, extra Dungeon Rambler. What else? The Witcher 2 one still cracks me up. Copper Odyssey demo, Captain Peggles. That man's chest. Let's see, we have a demo web version, Fantasia. Ow. Getting attacked by a damn cat. Yeah. In and out, April Fools. E for everyone. MMO healing simulator. We heal all. Let's see. There's just something about you. Driving wild. Well, why not? This looks like crap. Not fashion on the people who've made it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Old school. Okay. Neat. Okay, so we're just driving. What else? Five crashes, new record. Okay, so let's actually see what it's about. Retro arcade style 10 stages you can make. Garden, let's see. Arrows or mouse equals drive. Spacebar break. Enter, toggle full scheme. Escape equals exit. Restart. Free ride mode. Clear. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, we have Zoran here in a tube. Oh, let's see. Deep Labs, everyone. Well, you have a soldier, an alien in a tube. That doesn't look like it's E for everyone. That looks like it may be T for team. Oh, we got blue screen now. We have milky screen. There we go. PITI. Alright. Options, escape. AD to move left, right. E for interact. M? The hell? Where the hell are you supposed to get up? Windows, but is this made for like an Xbox controller? Because no, that is a convoluted. Haiyan Dojo, Sakura Love. Interesting. What be Sakura Love? Is fighting. English. Sakura Love is a romantic visual novel. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to press one. Oh my lord, that was loud. I can't turn it any lower on you guys' side, so I'll try to give myself some options. Volume. I'll drop it down to 3 for all of us. Damn. To say that. Alright. Unread voices. Windows. Okay, display even though I say full screen. It's not doing full screen, but alright. So we have random characters. I think I've seen somebody play this once before. Coming soon. Ow. This is a demo or actually a game? Hot down. We have rain. You Nikki. Where are you indeed? Apparently around torch trees. And flames behind you. Hello, I am Protagonist Coon. I have no idea what's going on. Agent Umbrella, do you copy? Yes, I can hear you. We're aborting the mission. Something's going wrong. It's because of that earthquake, isn't it? We're not certain, but it appears something exploded in the vicinity. I know. I'm watching. Unfortunately, we won't be able to continue the mission. It will be difficult to eliminate. Will be more difficult to eliminate, frankly. We'll have to return at another time. I understand. I'll withdraw. Yeah. Hold on. Menu. One more thing. Do you have any idea what happened? Negative. It's safe here. How long until the rain stops? Hey, what are you doing here? I don't know. You're lost? Umbrella, who are you talking to? No one no one too concerned about. You can't be here. It's dangerous. Let me help you, okay? I'll take you to a safe place. What is your name, by the way? I don't remember. You don't know your own name? Well, my name is Umbrella. Umbrella? Alright, that's the last box packed. Maybe I should get rid of something to save on travel. Looks like it's already 7 o'clock. I should get and move on quickly before Master starts breaking down the doors. Andre, it's time to get up. Go, go. Good morning, Master Stone. Hey, good morning, kid. Change that attitude quickly. It's your moving day. You must be very excited. You're almost part of the dojo family. Yes, yes, I know. In fact, I've already finished packing. I'm ready to move. Early as always. You're also going to... Yes! Do you want me to stop playing the game and give you attention? Apparently. That is your entire goal. I swear, you are something else. Let's see if I can find like a point and click type deal. Yeah, I don't want to, but my other hand has to be occupied for this little creature. Let's see, fixed shooter, horizontal fight. Let's see, RPG. Yeah, RPG adventure works. Party the Night. Psychic Excuse. One pencil. Muse truck dimmer. RPGs I usually can work with. Entirely a flash forward jam. Let's ruffle some feathers. I really should put this on mute. Alright. Newgrounds. Let's play. This one's ready to eat for everyone, so. Let's see. Enter full screen. Cool. Press C. Chapter prototype, chapter prototype, chapter prototype. Alright, options. Z to affirm, X to cancel, C to switch. Slash arrow key, so. Okay. The map allows you to see an overview of the map and you can move the arrow keys to click and look. To start a battle, press Z and on an empty tile and open the menu. Then press start to begin. Right, Z. Oh, let's go back to full. Okay, so okay, so what? I choose Z. So what, do I just go to... How do I move these characters? Alright. Enter, back. The fuck? Z to confirm option menu. X to cancel. C for menu. Okay. Full screen, let's try this again. Alright. You look like you're running. Okay. Start. I see they're using Wayfair to bring back the blah blah blah. Those magical crystals can reanimate the dead. You heard her, destroy the Wayfarers. So this tactical game prototype. Move a character, select them with Z or left click them. Each character can be moved by clicking the blue grid tile. When a character is close enough to an enemy, a prompted attack will appear. When it does, you can press Z to confirm the attack. Cancel. Cancel. Wait. Cancel. Here we go. Wait. Enemy phase. Okay, so yeah, fair phase. Make sure you're scoping out the enemies before you attack. Uh-huh. Attack. Easy. Alright, we got 25 here and we got a 30 here. Cancel. Range rule. Z. Come on, everybody. Another one over here. Take a lot of damage on that one. easy. Alright, enemy phase. Alright. Alright, that took out that. Enemy phase. One of my dudes got taken out. And don't push yourself too hard. Use your items if you get hurt. Take a break. Princess Kias, bring. Kind of busy trying not to get stabbed over here. I know, I'll take care of it myself. I'm not a child anymore. Alright. Items can be used to heal yourself during battle. If your character moves, the item tab will appear. By holding a secondary item. Yeah, you gotta attack boost power. Yay, went up a level. Hmm. Yay. Hmm. I guess, excuse me. Hmm. How much of this can I take? Alright, there we go. Okay, the recovery. Point of being a cleric if you can't use cleric. We're going to attack. Mm-hmm. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Alright, let's go to Z. Alright, player phase. Game. You got 6 experience. Cool. Double local, I guess. Right, we go ahead and attack. Press Z. Things better than nothing. Go, we got that done. Enemy phase. Okay, this is really grating on me, and that's, I think this is about where I parried the knight. Slasher click 2, Tales of the Mogwai. I'm going to stop with the games right now and just go ahead and pop over here to YouTube. Wait, is this... The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer into another world. This is so hilarious. By the way, I want this. Tell me when they actually release the Bond Ranger combiner. Bond sword. That's hilarious. I still love it. Poor Luna. Ooh, what the hell is this? Open Lincoln number 2. What we got?
Mini Force Rex Tiger Machine, Large Edo Jira Dino coin set. Combine and remove. Remove. Extend the knees. Legs, extend. Rotate the claws. Rotate the knees and legs. Take out.
That is actually pretty
Tilt the
damn
front
cool.
legs. Right arm, right shoulder,
Oh.
left shoulder, rotate, rotate, open, return, lower, remove, tilt, open, rotate. Take out the head. If you give it the Rex blade, it's complete. Remove Rex. Take out. If you
I
give
love
a
it.
gun, you can also make it rotate. Take out, rotate.
That thing's probably not cheap in the United
If you attach
States.
the right leg, right arm, and left arm, you can make it Rex Kaiser D6. Please watch the main
Cool.
story on YouTube. Mini Force Rex.
That's actually pretty cool. What is with the facial structure of the Zero Ranger here? What is yeah. Jubby. Playing Thunder King review. Jubby
Combined to
down.
form the mighty Predaking, which Kane Toys does have a version of in the works called Thunder King. I am loving the aesthetic established by this figure right out the gate. But if you were to squint a little bit, this mess of mechanical detail looks a bit like a Bayformer. So
Ew.
you know who won't be getting their money back?
Hmm.
Me. Link to this figure also if you want to take out a second mortgage. Regardless of the high price of entry, I am rooting for this team to do well because this figure is gorgeous. He's sleek yet blocky, staying true to the original G1 design without looking nearly as boring. Not that the original Predacon aesthetic was horrible, but they looked very run-of-the-mill, like they belonged in the background or something. But if this guy is any indication, each individual robot of the Thunder King team is gonna be a masterclass of non-G1 chug design. Not all chugs are bad. Hashtag not all chugs. This design just excretes the concept of cool from every vent, pipe, and decal. Decal, sorry, I haven't said that word in a while. The printing quality of these decals is really clean as well. Of course, this guy is designated 01, and these tiger stripes on the head is a small yet effective way of combining the robot mode to the tiger mode, besides the obvious kibble. Not complaining about the kibble, this is an integral part of the design. Not all kibble is bad. Hashtag not all kibble.
Thunder King. Yeah, this was 12 hours ago. I thought it was maybe an old deal. Oh, okay. He's going back through all of his reviews into one. He combined everything into one review. Got it. Yeah.
The back of the head sculpt is clear yellow plastic, which means if we can flash a light, some beautiful light piping. I suppose the only real problem I have with this guy's design is that aesthetically he's not gonna fit into any standard Transformers collection. But that's what the rest of the Combiner team is for. Befitting of a figure of this size, he has a nice heft to him thanks to some touches of die-cast metal. Probably even more metal in here than I'm aware of. And the joints on the figure are nice and solid. He feels really nice to pose. We've truly come a long way from the borderline bricks of the past, where the priority of a Combiner team was the combined form itself and not the individual members. You could extend the figure to give him an ab crunch, but that's more for the arm mode, which we'll obviously get to later. And don't be too disturbed by the frankly disgusting sounds of the joints. That's just an auditory confirmation that these joints are tight. Little concerned about the shoulder ratchets though. Not that they're loose or anything, nothing on this figure is loose. But just look at his armpit, and not in a horny way. Ladies and gentlemen,
What is that?
ratchet joint. That's pretty much what's going on in every ratchet joint you've ever posed, but I don't like looking at it. I really hope that little uvula can handle the swivels of time. A very well-rounded amount
That
of
thing's gonna
articulation
break.
here. I mean, he won't be able to suck his own dick, but god damn, I need that in my life. And these individual fingers are kind of limited, and they do a piss poor job of holding his weapons. This awesome looking cannon can extend, and this awesome looking sword can also extend, but I don't recommend that. This clear piece embedded within the sword was so embedded that it took a stupid amount of force to even flip it out, and yep, I broke it. I'm assuming the sword is gonna act
Right.
as half a blade for Thunder King. I mean, look at those tabs there. Exciting. And of course, you get a giant disembodied hand. Typical of Transformers combiners to have extra parts specifically for the finished combine mode. I've seen some other third-party combiners that claim to be all built in, but even that has an accessory pack. And unfortunately, in this case, this giant hand can't attach anywhere. However, the hand can, for some reason, convert into half of a robotic crab.
Yep. Why do I feel like I should be on The Price is Right?
Use of extra combiner parts, and I'm assuming that the other half of the crab is gonna come with the other arm. And you get a card stats on the back. Made
You
of a
would
nice
hope
material,
so.
and it features artwork of
You
the
know, it
figure's
would make
alternate
sense.
mode. The instructions here, which are
Don't
also
believe
a
it
nice
did.
material, can be a little confusing at first, but just hunker down and really pay attention. I don't know, leave some streams in the background. And if you're looking for some background noise, I recommend subscribing to Jobby 2, my second channel where I live stream every Monday and Friday night. Schedule might change while I figure all this shit out. Link in the description and watch me get drunk off my ass while I fail at video games. No!
No, I fell at video games all on my own. Meow. God, you gotta love the engineering. Nerd alert.
This chest plate is held in place by this measly clip, which can easily just pop right off. But fortunately,
Ooh.
it pops right back in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Liger. Oof, squeaky. Very tiny little detail. Oh!
But a super glue will fix that right up.
It even got me.
And if you want, you can plug the gun into the back. Doesn't plug all the way in. And the sword doesn't go anywhere. Not even in his ass. The tiger mode here totally.
You figured
looks
they
like
actually
a sword.
attach
I love
it to the
swords. I
toe.
love this design. The transformation here was pretty straightforward, but simple as the transformation was.
No, seriously, you figured they probably have it to where it actually go in the tail. Make a good night tail.
Plus, this mode does not look like the robot mode crawling on all fours. It actually looks like a well-proportioned animal. The robot mode
Was that
legs
a
are practically
fursuit
invisible
of
as the tiger's
Arcanine?
cultivated mass. This guy's a big, chunky cat. And just like a real cat, the soft-looking feet look practically harmless. But underneath, there's only death, motherfucker. Sharp-ass claws here. This is a toy
I
that
agree.
will bite back. And unlike a real cat, you can rub this guy's belly to your heart's content without getting murdered. I'm just kidding. My cat's a good boy, and a good girl, and a good boy, and a good girl, and a good girl. I have asthma. The tiger mode has pretty much the same amount of articulation as the robot mode, meaning you can get a variety of animalistic poses. Does feel a bit weird for the back legs not to be ratcheted though. At least they ain't floppy. Even the tail is posable. It's not SH Monster Arts,
Yeah.
but it's something. Super posable quadrupeds aren't really something I see a lot in the action figure world, with some exceptions. You even get some articulated ears. Cute.
Oh,
He gonna be an arm now.
you're gonna be an arm now. $250 a piece. I don't even know if I would be able to get that one.
Snap in, so get it into your favorite position and move on. Forget about flipping up this part with just your hands. You're gonna need something a little more heavy duty. Ah! Oh!
Neat. I have fun memories of Zoids, but honestly, I don't actually remember the show too well. We were moving a lot at the time, and cable was a luxury. So was satellite.
Little warning here, the connection right here on the foot could be a bit too tight. You could even catch some paint chipping right there. I'd recommend doing some sanding so as not to break it when you try to pull it off.
It began. Although, that could actually work in your favor to have it look worn.
And once again, there's nowhere to put the weapons. This is a great looking arm mode. Make no mistake, it's still obviously a robot folded up into an arm-like configuration, but it's a lot more cohesive than what's typically expected of a combiner part. There's such a clear and appealing aesthetic that Kang Toys is going for here. This is making me even more excited for the fully combined Thunder King. Please no delay, please no delay, please no delay. The spiked knuckles.
Ton of delay.
Hot mustard on this edge sandwich. And of course, some individually articulated fingers, and the rest of the articulation is good news for Thunder King. He's shaping up to be a superposable, goddamn gigantic combiner. Jesus, the fully combined thing is gonna be even bigger than the 01 Studio cell. I hope that the fully combined thing isn't a floppy, gigantic mess. Yeah, man, I really like this thing. Not in love with it by any means, but at least it's a third-party combiner figure that made a good first impression. I don't even have that shit in my studio right now, locked up in storage. I'll get it when I need it again. You know what, Kang Toys and Ji Hot Twang? I guess you are a lovely little newcomer, and Lord knows we're gonna need some third-party light after the news of Unique Toys' imminent demise. It just goes to show that everything you've ever loved will eventually die. Subscribe to Jobby the Hong for more black pills. Hey, my name is
July 20.
Kang Toy CT Chio 02 Landball, the second figure in a whole line of combiners that I started 3 years ago. As for why it took so long, I don't fucking know your mama. This guy is a third-party Transformers figure of the G1 Decepticon Tantrum, who was part of the combiner team known as the Predacons. No relation. Tantrum or Landball, whatever you want to call him, forms one of the legs of the full
Megatron Terrorize,
also known as Thunder King. And yes, as you can see by the apparent size of this guy, the fully combined form, there's gonna be something. Links in the description if you want in on this. Or you could just watch any other Thunder King review that came out in the past 3 years, but they won't have as many dick jokes. The painting and the sculpting on this figure is amazing.
I saw some
Obviously,
ingots
carries over
there.
the aesthetic established by the previous Kang Toys Predacon. Ferocious, just a radical but faithful redesign of that original G1 Predacon, keeping the blocky proportions, but having certain design elements that remind me of By the way, enjoy my previous Gundam review as much as you can. Next Gundam review in 2050. I'd even say that this guy's design is even more faithful than the previous Kang Toys figure we took a look at. And as much as I love dinosaurs...
Jobby, where's the rest of the K-Toys Dinobots? You're supposed to review figures as soon as they're announced, you bitch!
Bro, they haven't even came out yet. Fuck off.
You haven't even came out yet, you...
As much as I love dinosaurs, something about the Predacon aesthetic that just... hits better. One of the drastic improvements over that original design is definitely the head. First of all, really expressive, but also big fan of how the bull head is not actually connected to the face. Although it's
that is actually a real nice
of the original. But if you don't really care about faithfulness, I've seen you with another woman. You get the option of shifting the bull head, which allows the robot mode head to stand on its own. Easier access to the light piping as well. Those shades shine brilliantly. Wait a minute. An angry yellow man with shades, wearing red. Where the frick is his Tesla? As for his accessories, the sword tabs right into his hand, not the best grip. And you get a gun. Also plugs into his hand, for some reason has a better grip on it. And of course, you get the all-important card. I probably have 1 billion of these by now, and they're all in my ass. You got stats and yap on the back.
Boo totem,
Right.
the most loyal tribe of God of War Chief.
I don't know why I'm reading it like that. This is perfectly fine English. I'm just racist. While his grip on his weapons isn't the most solid, the figure itself has no such problems. Mostly. Really wish the bullhead tabbed
I
in
really
some
wish you
way.
guys
It
would
just
stop
kind of
sending me
sits
those
there.
things.
Other than that, the joints on the figure are something else. My
Oh.
word. This guy is hefty thanks to some die-cast metal, which you can clearly see. But if you prefer, you can always touch them. And the joints are extremely tight. Some parts might even be too tight. We'll get to that later. But what we'll do now is work that posability. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel. Can look up that far. I look down that far. Ball joint
I
at the
still
shoulder
love all
pad.
of this.
Every ball joint. It can
Very good.
rotate independently of the shoulder just a little bit. Hinge joint at the shoulder pad. And the shoulder itself can rotate a full 360 even. Arm moves out. Bicep swivel. Double bend at the elbow. Wrist swivel. Hinge joint at the wrist. There's a ball joint at the ball huff. More relevant for the beast mode. Hinge joint. Hinge joint
Yep.
at the thumb. Ball joint at the base of each finger. Every ball joint can be, but they're so thin I wouldn't recommend that. And a hinge joint on all of the fingers individually articulated. Swivel at the waist. Ab crunch. Ball joints at the skirts, which opens the hips for a rotation. Can't move back that far. The leg can move out. Also known as a beautiful spread, but I couldn't spread it traditionally. Thigh swivel, double bend at the knee.
I would be afraid of the plastic breaking right there in the thigh.
Swivel at the ankle. Ow. A toe bend and a damn good pivot. Posability on this guy is excellent despite his bulky and large frame. Size comparison time. Here's Figma Matic Academy, Haya Toys Godzilla, the Magic Square Light of Peace, not Optimus Prime. My previous review, the Transformers Legacy Magmatron, the Kang Toys Stegzero,
Legacy Magmatron
and the
would be
Kang
nice to
Toys
actually own.
Ferocious. Only 2 figures deep, and I could already see how awesome the complete team's gonna be, especially when I get them into their beast modes. Let's open these beautifully presented instructions and do a pretty fun transformation. We're not gonna poke any eyes out today.
Skippy. Yay. Oh. I love watching engineering like this. Oof. They say there's SMR for everybody, ASMR for everybody. This is me, right here, just watching this. I enjoy this so much. Thank you, Jobby, for your fine editing over the years.
Boy, you're not in the instructions. Great.
Not in the instructions, great. Ooh. When I hear this music, I
These
think I'm
particular
about to
parts
watch The
were
Price
not
is
here out
Right.
of the box, but we'll get to that later.
What do you think?
Particular parts were not here out of the box, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. Alright. You know, honestly, I don't know if I could remember all these steps. Probably. Huh, his chest looks like a car hood. Well, actually, it does look like a vehicle front, though.
So the transformation here, like all the Kang Toys figures I've taken a look at, is a bit complex at first. Kind of a challenge to get everything to fit together, which explains the length of my Just Playing stream on my second channel, Jobby2, like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at 100K, guys, come on. But if you take your time with it and actually follow the instructions and using your intuition, fuckers, you'll find that the transformation isn't a load of bull. Mode is amazing. So cool that the robot mode is essentially completely lost here. Although he's a little less Zoid-ish than I would like.
Yeah.
The influence
Well,
is
kind of.
definitely still there, though. Or is it just me? It's probably because I popped my Zoid cherry on my second channel, Jobby2 again. I actually grew up with Zoids, but never covered it on the channel. But unlike Zoids, the weapon
I would love to actually get a couple of
integration
those
is far from the
models, but
best.
they're
Maybe there's a
expensive.
better way to do this. It's not presented in the instructions, but this is the only way that I can find that fits. At least this connection is solid. Like the rest of the mode, I'm telling you, man, super satisfying to feel everything come together. And because it's been so long since my previous Kang Toys review, shut up, the entire rest of the line has been released, and I have all of them, which gives me access to the Gorilla, which includes extra parts for this figure. The parts included with Thorilla allow this figure to become even
Thorilla.
more solid, but I can confirm that if you buy this figure right now through the link in the description, these extra parts should be pre-installed. This second production run version even has improvement to its tolerances. The joints aren't as annoyingly tight or squeaky. Why do you think the transformation didn't make me cry? And of course, those improvements makes the bull mode fun to pose. You get a ball joint at the head, which allows him to look up super far and look down a lot, but barely any side to side, damn it. But at least he can, you know. Horns can also, you know. Nose ring can move. Opening mouth. If you untab the shoulders a little bit, he's got a nice rotation at the shoulder. Bend at the elbow, knee. If this is accurate to a real bull, let me know. Bend here, but I don't know if that counts. Ball joint at the hoof. Every ball joint. Hinge joint, which is more for the transformation, of course, and allows the hoof to move even more. And again, I don't know if this counts. No mid-body articulation at all, but I don't mind. Rotation at the hips. A swivel here. And if you notice, this is just the robot foot articulation with an added bend at the knee. Another ball joint at the back hooves. Can't move back that far. And
I know, I gotta get up.
Allows for a pretty good pivot. And I suppose this counts as a pretty good spread. And for the tail, you get a double hinge joint at the base, hinge joint, and a bit of a wag. Also a hinge joint here, but this part should have just plugged in. Posability here is not too shabby. Well beyond what you'd expect from
Nice
a typical
kitties.
beast mode. Just wish the head had more range. And despite how compressed the robot mode gets for this mode, he's still pretty big. Size comparison time again. Here's Monica, Godzilla, Prime, Stegzero, my hands hurt, and Ferocious. We got the beginnings of a certified petting zoo, and I'm loving it so far. And unlike Stegzero, the transformation into the limb mode doesn't make me want to gouge my eyes out, which I would do with that figure.
Yeah, I could say so. Oh yeah, this one is in like. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. Da da down, 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 down. I am watching this. Check out every bit of it on an individual playlist. But I'm sticking it through because, oof. This is just like, enjoyable.
And the leg mode here is essentially just the bull mode. Nothing much changed. But man, am I still excited. I mean, look at the size of this thing. And to reiterate, this
Those
is
are some
the
big
lower
calves.
leg of the fully combined mode. It doesn't even include the feet. Those are separate figures that we'll talk about later. 5 years later. Still wish the bull
5
head
years later.
tucked in there, and I wish that the knee connector didn't break. Fuck, how the frick did this happen? Well, I'll tell you. This was an extremely tight ratchet joint, which makes total sense because it's gonna be the knee joint of an extremely gigantic combiner. However, why was the material here not strong enough to withstand the pressure of my fucking muscleless arm. Fortunately, the new copy that I bought feels much better. Still being super tight, but not ridiculously so. Hopefully it's strong enough to hold up the full combination, which if you didn't know by now, is gonna be freaking huge. Size comparison time.
I guess that was something that they had to replace it in the second round.
And ferocious. Dude, I am super excited. I can't tell you how hard I resisted the temptation of just cracking these open and playing with them off camera. But no, I respect you, I care about you, and we're gonna get through all of these figures together on camera. Also, I love money.
Yeah, love money.
If this video does particularly well, I will continue the series, and hopefully we can get that fully combined Thunder King by the end of the year. This thing makes me so happy that I feel like I could fly.
You didn't get it until 2025, unfortunately.
Wings. We're looking at the Kang toys.
What was the date? February 8th, 2025. It took almost 5 damn years from the second toy release. Wow.
Hey, my name is Javi, and we're looking at the Kang Toy CT-G003 Firmament, which is a third-party Transformers figure of the Decepticon Dive Bomb, who's part of the animalistic combiner team called the Predacons. Not that guy. And they combine into the glorious Predaking, or in Kang Toy's case, Thunder King. This is a series of reviews
still beautiful.
in the making, and I'm finally taking a look at the third figure. Is it any good? Does it make me want to give up on the fully combined form? What is this, Devil Savior? Out of the shiny, fancy box, some assembly is required. To be honest, the figure looks great as is, but you're gonna
That is really cool looking.
Give it a nice spread, and holy fuck! The painting and sculpting on this guy is amazing.
I did sound like Iago.
The color scheme, the proportions, everything just works. And what a great update to that original G1 design. They even managed to make that bird head helmet not completely silly. And that's a preview of how epic the bird mode's gonna be. No
That is actually pretty cool. It kind of gives off some Gundam vibes too.
Admittedly, a lot of the visual heavy lifting is from the heavy wings. This wingspan is magnificent, and as weighty as the wings are, they don't prevent the figure from standing as long as you got a balance right. But the wings do a lot more than just look pretty. Let's bust out these instructions and take a
Anytime you get third-party instructions, hell, even first-party instructions is like a nightmare. Oh my god, they don't know how to how to get through that. Ooh, squeaky. Ooh, squeaky, squeaky. Ooh. You do what now? You do what now? Are we getting cannon mode? Are we getting cannon shields?
Despite how it looks in the instructions, this process was the most uncomplicated thing about the figure, and the results speak for themselves.
Pretty damn nice.
Impressive. However, I do have to point out that this is technically parts forming it.
But Daddy, don't you hate parts forming? Why don't you stop glazing this figure?
And glaze me instead. This part of the fully combined Thunder King, so it gets a pass. And on the topic of combiner parts forming, you get a hand. Never my favorite part about combiners. The hands and feet are usually extra parts, but the Kang Toys Predacons have a great solution to that. If you have the separately sewed Kang Toys Ferocious, not Rampage, goddamn, the series took too long, you can take the hand included with that figure and combine it with this hand to form
Krabby. Which I think this is actually 100% brilliant. I really loved it. Love all of this. I swear this could just be like a... Oh, what was it? Experiment X from Transformers Beast Wars?
Absolutely genius! This guy was never part of the original Predacons, and Kang Toys didn't even bother to name it. So what should it be, chat? Leave it in the comments. I vote for bitch. And bitch even has a nice range of posability. Hinge joint, ball joint,
Rampage.
which allows for the slightest
Just
sort
call
of
him Rampage because he kind of looks like a
ball
Beast
joint
Wars
fits, even with
Rampage.
this connecting piece underneath, they'll articulate it. And the legs
Or
are
strangle.
obviously fingers, so hinge joint, and they
Because
can
it's two
all-
hands.
Beautiful spread. As for how they handle the feet, save that for another video. If a combiner needs to have parts forming, and Mastermind Creations proved that it doesn't, trust me, this is how these extra parts should be handled, and not whatever this is. You could even
The hell was that?
sword included with Ferocious with this guy's sword, but again, we'll save that for the future. Hopefully not the far future. Also, yeah, this guy has a sword. Plugs into his hand, but not that well, dang it. And he's got a big pair of guns, like me. They're connected out of the box,
He
probably
was
for
just-
the fully combined form. And it is possible to get this guy to hold the gun like this. Hell yeah. And of course they split apart, and that's pretty cool too, I guess. As for his final
Not the double barrel
Stack it
blast.
back. Put it back. Something a little more interesting is the feel of this guy. Absolutely zero joint tolerance is. On my copy, this particular ankle is stupidly loose, but miraculously, he still has no trouble standing up, wings and all. So is it actually a problem? I'm gonna cope and say no. Links in the description, by the way. This version of the figure is long out of production, but you do have some alternatives. But before you blow your load, let's at least find out if he's posable. Ball joint at the
Did I say
head,
a purple
ball joint
version?
at the load. Let's at least find out. Production, but you do have.
Oh, wow. There is a purple version. So you could have it in red or purple. You know what? A combination of both.
Have some alternatives. But before you blow your load, let's at least find out if he's posable. Ball joint at the head. Ball joint can be a swivel, although it's kind of limited. However, you can remove the helmet, which makes the light piping pop more, first of all, and it unleashes more head articulation. Boy, oi, oi. Up that far, down that far. But what's the point without that cool helmet? However, if you extend the neck, that reveals the whole head and helmet assembly is on one big ball joint, so the helmet's no longer a problem. And I guess you can unplug this whole assembly, but then it becomes a mess. Up, down, what are we doing? Hinge joint at the bird cheeks, lot going on the wings. Hinge joint here, hinge joint, which does exactly what you'd expect. Swivel here, another
Yeah.
hinge joint swivel, rotation, hinge joint. That's how you close up the wings, by the way. Hinge joint at each of these feathers, and an additional feather. So the wings are indeed really articulated. I love it. Rotation at the shoulder. Shoulder pad can move out. Arm moves out. Tiny hinge joint here. Bicep swivel. Double bend at the elbow. Hinge joint at the splat. Wrist swivel. Hinge joint at the wrist. Ball joint at the base of the thumb. Every ball joint. Hinge joint. Ball joint at the base of each finger, which allows it to move down. And a hinge joint at all of the fingers.
Ow.
A swivel. A ratcheted ab crunch, which is a clever use of the combiner elbow joint. Front skirts move out, and so does the butt skirt, which is also too loose for comfort. Allows for a kick. Can move back that far. Hinge joint, ball joint at the hip skirts. Every ball joint, they also move out. He's got a beautiful spot. Watch where you're spreading. Thigh swivel, double bend at the knee. Gives you a great look at the die-cast metal here. Ball joint at this calf flap. Kind of wish it plugged into place. Hinge joint at these calf thrusters. Hinge joint at the ankle. Hinge joint at the back toe. Hinge joint at the front toes. And a very nice ankle pivot. Posability here is great. It meets the Transformers Masterpiece standard, which got raised recently. Look forward to that review. Besides the butt skirt and the ankle joint, he feels really good. And as with all of these Kang Toys figures, I can't help but point out how ridiculous the fully combined Thunder King is gonna be. If you didn't know by now, Bad Boy here turns to an arm. Yeah. Size comparison time. Here's Figma Modic Economy, Haya Toys Godzilla. I'm still waiting for Haya Toys to release more Godzilla figures. Shut up. Magic Square Light Up Piece, not Optimus Prime. My previous review, the Soul of Chogokin Gundam Tryon 3, and my previous Kang Toys figures, Ferocious and Landbull, not Tantrum. Man, the team is really coming together. But before we even think about combining them, let's take a look at this guy's beast mode. So, bring out the booklet and follow these instructions. at your own risk.
Yeah, always. And here comes a crouch down birdie. The robots and the birds never turn out well, in my opinion. I don't think this one did either. I don't remember. Oh, interesting. Well, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, the bottom legs are still going to be the legs of the bird, so. How well? Okay. Slidey. Make it not look like it's knees. Kind of love the jetpack look. Pum, pum, pum.
You can plug the guns into the wings and the sword goes in your ass. This is a fun and smooth process, which you wouldn't expect if you were just going off these stupid flagging instructions. At first, you might think that these steps are clearly laid out. It's got photos, arrows, even English. But a little bit of English isn't enough. Stupidly precise angles, unclear graphics, and weird word choice. If I have to read the word clasp ever again, I'm gonna clasp your fucking neck. Just check out my Just Playing stream on Jobby2, like, comment, subscribe, to see how confounding this shit really was. Or it could just be me. But none of that detracts from the actual bird mode, which is just brilliant. Looks more like a Dinobot than a bird bot, and I know birds are dinosaurs. I just mean calling this a mere bird is a bit of an understatement. It really is a true
It's a bird of prey.
A real raptor. Ha! If you will. The proportions are also surprisingly good. Seeing as the robot mode legs don't
It's almost a
transform too much, I
pterosaur.
would have expected the bird legs to be too long. They're actually not, but they've got another problem.
It
The
seems
weight
like
of the
a
wings are even
pterocon more than a
the bird got
predacon.
these literal
Like
chicken
that.
legs, and I can't just tell you to prop this guy up on a stand. I mean, what stand can even hold up this magnificent beast? If anyone knows, let me know, cause Primus would this guy look great in a flying pose. Mouth can open. He technically has a ball joint here, since the lower jaw is the robot mode head. Ball joint and a joint here. Can look up that far. I look down that far. We've talked about this articulation. We've also covered the wings already. Exactly the same. So pretty damn posable, as you can imagine. Side skirts are the same. Butt skirt should have plugged in. Those calf flaps are now these tail feathers, and they don't snap in. These ball joints are free. Ah, shit. Hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint. And if you rotate that whole thing downward, you get a swivel here. At the cost of making the bird legs look a little too long, but I think it's worth it. And I don't know if you could technically count these panels as articulation, since they're supposed to snap in. But if you do, you get a beautiful spread, and the feet are exactly the same, including the pivot and the stupid ankle joint. Posability in this mode is great, way better than your average beast mode. And now here's another size comparison, Monica Godzilla Prime and the other Kang Toys beast modes. Going through all of these transformations again, I find that this guy has the smoothest of them all so far. But of course, this isn't his only transformation. He can turn from a hawk to an arm.
Alright. I'm going to speed things up and go to...
But Jobby, chat has spoken. The Kang Toys Thunder King review will be a separate video, which means you get 2 pieces of media from one figure. How economical!
Put in my bank account. And now the end is here. Can I get a combinatorial morphology in the chat?
What mythology. Oh, okay, that's what you call it.
It's been a while and it's hard to believe. Close my eyes, you remain close to me. After all this time, I'm so glad that you're mine. Missing nothing, feeling everything. And though I must admit that love can disperse, now I know it's quite hard to disturb. Love to hold you tight through all the better nights, with a passion that is hard to curb.
Damn. Ooh, it has lights. Ooh, that is a wicked face.
Oh my God. The painting and the sculpting on the Kang Toys Thunder King is amazing. Not only is this an incredible redesign of the G1 Predaking, it's surprisingly cohesive. Despite, you know, being made of 8 separate figures. I can't believe we're here. Even though you could clearly pick out each of the Predacons, all of their color schemes, their details, and their unique aesthetics, they seamlessly feed into each other to form this awesome amalgamation of menace and metal. In other words, this guy's a bit of a clusterfuck. And what a beautiful clusterfuck it is. The same could be said for his weapons, which are ingeniously formed by combining all of the individual weapons. It deserves its own segment.
I'm actually curious. Oh, I love that. That is cool. Oh.
This sword is so impressive that I feel a little bad just calling it a sword. It needs its own name. Leave your ideas in the comments, but I'm going with the Beast Blade. I'm not good at naming things. The Beast Blade plugs into his
Neither am I.
hand pretty tightly, but the sheer weight and size of this thing makes it kind of challenging to display it. But it's not impossible. It's so big. And so is the other, which requires this adapter to attach that doesn't store anywhere when they're all separated.
Slag.
This tiny piece of parts forming doesn't change the fact that this looks so cool. And just like the blade, it's a weighty weapon. But Thunder King does have the sturdiness to wield both of his weapons, as long as you have the patience. On that topic, is it even physically possible to play with this guy? I'm so glad to say that yes. Technically. Goddamn, he's heavy. Even with the intense weight of all that die-cast metal,
Whoa.
the joints are strong enough to hold their position most of the time. He is a bit tricky to balance, as you'd imagine. The bigger they are, the harder they fuck. But thankfully, all of these figures stick together really nicely. It's incredibly solid, especially thanks to those extra bits for the combination. And with a little elbow grease and a bit of blood. Shit. He can pull off some truly dynamic poses. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel. Mouth can open really wide, which reveals some kind of mouth cannon. Can look up that far, look down that far. Lot of
He has kind of a he kind of has in Beast Wars Infernal head.
Do a full 360 as long as you get the wings out of the way. There you go. Hinge joint at the base of the wings. I mean, it's firmament's wings, so you've already seen it. Base of the shoulder can move up really tight, but not tight enough. This joint does a lot better at keeping the arm out. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, wrist swivel,
ow. Ball joint at the base of the thumb. Every ball joint can be. Hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint. Hinge joint at the base of each of the fingers so we could spread those fingies pretty wide. And a hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint at each of the fingers. He's got a ratcheted waist swivel. Wish it was way more clicky. Side skirts move up. Ball joint here. It's the Rilla shoulder pad, so you've already seen it. Front skirts move up. There's also a ball joint mid-front skirt. Kinda wish it just snapped in place. Gotta switch cameras for this part. The hips are thankfully really tight. So tight that it's a bit of a challenge to get them all the way up. That's about as high as I can get it. Can't move back that far. Technically, he could do a classic beautiful spread. But if I did it the normal way, I'd probably end up in the emergency room. Because of that, leg moves out and flip this little thingy up, and you could get even more out. Ratcheted thigh swivel. Now for the knee bend, you'd think that you'd be limited because of those leg braces, but believe me when I say that they are not optional. And they don't really limit that bend. This is the most lifting I've done in 5 years. There's a hinge joint at the end that allows for some up and down, but it is limited by some of these extra bits. But these bits in particular are super important if you want it to stand up in a neutral pose. Remove them at your own risk. But without them, there you go. And the beautiful pivot at the ankle. And of course, that all-important piece of articulation, his cheeks. It's amazing that the posability is amazing. Now I have to
That thing's
ask
11
how
pounds.
and where am I gonna display this thing? It's a big question. Holy moly. Size comparison time. Here's Monica Godzilla Prime and my previous biggest figure ever, the 01 Studio Cell Not Unicron. Still one of my favorite Transformers figures ever, but he might be out of a modeling job. I love you, G1, but 4 years and a couple $100 later, you know I gotta do it. Alley-oop, a moment of... So that's basically a perfect fit. All right, never mind. We're not doing that. And the song never fade away, everlasting memory. An empty space since you've claimed your place.
I know it empties your pocketbook fast.
Thank you guys so much for over 600,000 subscribers. I cannot believe the support that you've shown me even after all this time. Which I can also say for Tokyo Treat and Sakura Code. Thanks for sponsoring the video. And of course, I gotta thank my members and patrons. All you mid-tier members and patrons will scroll on screen while I shout out all you high-tier members and patrons, starting with my leader class members. Haza Brooksy, the Crazy Minnesotan, Swardzilla, Aaron Yeager, Drummer Boy 0130,
I'm not any of these people, so I don't want to care about that.
Super Duper Boy, Daggers Boy, Scarlet Scout 259, Dim Sum Garbage, Fernando, Arch Cyber Knight Mikey,
Yeah.
TL Thompson, Boxhead, The Uncle Show, Mothman, Gay Emma, Cognaros.
That's pretty cool. Is this worth $150? Age of the Prime, Titan Class, Star Optimus Prime. Probably not. Probably not. It may be worth 80. I'm being kind. Just now, New York City is 100% effed over. It's over. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it. My hand is completely occupied by my cat. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and follow away today's video and call it a night. I hope you guys enjoyed. For those of you who came in and stopped in and decided to watch everything, it was fun, it was enjoyable. Thank you to all of you. I mean, seriously, to anybody who pops in and says hi and enjoys all this. It's a blast. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on kick.com, x.com as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and enjoy your life. Bye.